President O'Malley,
Here.
Commissioner Cook,
Here.
Commissioner Wells,
Here.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Here.
Commissioner Sauter.
Here. Okay, first order of business, I need a motion and a second to approve the June 25th, 2020 regular meeting.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion regarding those minutes? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Wells,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter,
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. All right, we're at public communication. Any comments from the audience? We will have an audience in a couple of minutes, but we're controlling that entrance. Any correspondence that staff or commissioners like to share?
I have one.
Okay,
We received an email. It was to all the commissioners and most of staff, if not all of them. It says, "Good afternoon, Executive Director Curcio and Director Green. Just a quick note of thanks for holding the day camp program this week at the Hattendorf Center. Both of my daughters attended and they cannot say enough about what a great time they had. When we were leaving one day, the counselor asked them which part of the day was their favorite, and the reply was an enthusiastic everything was their favorite. On the way home each day, they could not stop talking about their great day. In one of the more touching moments, my 9-year-old daughter told us over dinner that being back at the Hattendorf Center this week brought back a lot of good memories. They had both attended preschool there. So once again, thank you very much for this much needed, most welcome, very well run activity for the children. Based on my daughter's comments, all of the children who attended had the same great experience. Please keep up the wonderful work that you do."
okay. Thank you.
And then a couple of things. I had residents approach me. The Animals on Parade with the parachute, creative, awesome. The residents love it. Keep going. And also the social media posts regarding like their why Pirates Cove isn't opening is very informative. And those facts that are coming out to the residents, I hear a lot of feedback on that. So great job doing that. Thank you. And then also there's 2 additional comments regarding the summer day camp at the Haddendorf. I would like to take a minute and say how very pleased I am with the Elk Grove Park District summer camp. The staff was very professional, even though I didn't meet them personally, my kids talk about them in a positive way. If I need to pick up the kids a little early, the staff is easily reached by text or call. I feel very safe sending my kids to camp, knowing my children will not only have fun, but their safety is a priority. And then another one, I wanted to take a minute to thank the Park District for organizing the summer care camp this year. Given the unprecedented times during the COVID-19 outbreak, it is such a relief to be able to send their child to camp knowing that he is safe and is well taken care of. The individual comes home every day from camp happy, raving about all the things that he got to do that day. He loves camp, he loves the counselors, he loves hanging out with his classmates, and he does not seem to mind wearing a mask either when he forgets and is told to please put it on. The employees are doing an amazing job keeping the kids safe and busy. I'm so happy you're offering this modified camp version. Without it, our son would probably end up spending several hours every single day playing video games since both the husband and the wife are at home working. It's hard to keep the 6-year-old occupied and busy with creative ideas. So nice job. Thank you.
Yeah, and you should be applauded, Ben. I mean, you know, in the day of social media, all you ever see is more negative than positive. And thank God there's a lot of residents and non-residents that will stick up for the Park District. You know, I try to tell people that, you know, look at the Daily Herald when they did that best of the best in class. And I try to mention to people, of all the Park Districtors along the northwest suburbs and got invited, you know, the Elk Grove Park District took 2nd place. And that's the vote coming from the actual residents. That's not management, that's not an auditor, that's the people that use the facilities. So that's something that we can hang our hat on. And, you know, the board's always proud of what staff is doing, but maybe we don't recognize them enough. I try to make effort talking to the employees and the residents, and we talk amongst commissioners. Obviously, I talk with you. And so just even staying on that vein of recognition, you know, so many people have come out, and I hate singling out employees because then everybody doesn't get singled out as like, oh geez, politics or ESCS, you know, or whatever it is. But speaking to a majority of your staff, boy, everybody said Jeff Collier really stood out in the last 3 months. You know what? Busting his ass, working hard. So I wanted to give a shout out to that. And then he was actually humble enough when I said, hey, a lot of people have said good job, blah, blah, blah. First thing he did was point out to Natsuko at the fitness center. And so he just deflected a lot of the praise that I thought we were giving him right back to Natsuko. So those two employees obviously have done wonders. All of our staff is. We've asked a lot of them during this COVID environment or corona virus environment that you need to move over. You need to go to another department. You have to rearrange your hours. You have to go drive parks at night. And we know you work days. We know you work in aquatics, but you're working at the golf course. You know, that's all we can ask as staff is to try to have some financial responsibility and accountability. We as commissioners pass that on to you. We expect you to, you know, toe the line, and we have. And so, again, I keep telling you that I'd like to share with the public some of the things that we've done, but I was kind of waiting for the fitness center to get open. Maybe Pirates Cove would open. Certainly we've opened up, you know, a Pavilion Aquatics. So as we can look at some of those numbers and some of the savings, I think the community will be proud of what staff has done. So we'll move forward on that. So thank you for those comments. It is nice when residents will take the time to single out our employees or our departments.
Yeah, so thank you for that. I have more. I'm going to be sending you guys more. We're getting a lot of good feedback on how we have everything set up. Probably stand up here. How everything's been set up. Steve Goss, as you know, had rave reviews for how everything is organized, clean, feel safe coming back. We had another lady who does swim, adult swim, and she's just raving about it. And they feel safe, and that's important in this time coming into our facilities for the first time in a while. So it's been good, and I'll keep sharing that with you. So.
Okay.
I did have one. I just remembered I got a phone call from Russ Carroll the first day he went to the Pavilion Aquatics. He said it couldn't have gone smoother, couldn't have gone better, and it was so refreshing to not just get the cool water, but refreshing to be able to do something.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Kudos. Any other correspondence? Thank you. Yes.
This was actually directed to Executive Director Curcio, but this is, I realize your staff has been challenged with these COVID days when providing services to users of the district's program offerings, and they have responded with patience and assistance. I especially want to thank and recognize Lee Furstein, who has been extraordinarily helpful to me as I attempted to register for programs. And she also says that I am appreciative of the physical surroundings of the Elk Grove Park District's locations, but most grateful for the staffing exemplified by Ms. Fierstein. So, you know, it is being recognized, you know, from customer service through just how the facilities have been organized and cleaned, and so it's great to get these letters.
Yep. Thank you. All right, this is a special time of the year. We're going to recognize some special guests. These are either Youth Committee Scholarship winners or the Frank Zarnick Scholarship winners. What we'd like to do is bring in the Youth Committee Scholarship winners for the year 2020. Go ahead, Bob. I was just going to wait for me.
All right, so before I introduce the winners, I just would like to acknowledge Commissioner Walls and myself serve on the Elk Grove Village Youth Committee. And this year we had 23 scholarship applicants that applied. And we were very lucky and fortunate enough as an Elk Grove Village committee to award 7 scholarships to Elk Grove Village residents. 5 are done from the Elk Grove Village, and 2 are done from the Elk Grove Parks Foundation. So on behalf of the Village of Elk Grove Village Youth Committee, the Elk Grove Parks Foundation, and the Park Board of Commissioners, I would like to congratulate and award David Gora with a $1,000 scholarship. Now, David was selected by the park for his volunteerism to our community and his dedication in helping others over the years. David continued volunteering during our current pandemic by utilizing his own 3D printer, making COVID-19 approved face shields for local first responders and frontline essential workers. So on behalf of the village, the foundation, and the Park District, congratulations. And here is a certificate and a check for $1,000.
Congratulations.
David, if you would like to share with us where your plans for the future are, what your plans are.
Yeah, so in next year I'll be starting at Harper College, and I'll be getting my associate degree in engineering science in hopes of transferring to the University of Illinois afterwards.
Very good, very good. So, does anyone have any comments they would like to say? I will share with you that the Elk Grove Park District, our Director of Marketing and Communications, a social media post will go out and we'll acknowledge you through our Elk Grove Park District social media so that all of Elk Grove Village can see what you've done for our community. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
David?
David, go back there and just take your mask off for the photo real quick.
Take it out.
That's also for the ladies on Facebook.
Thanks.
So congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
And our second winner entering is Sarah McNamara.
McNamara.
Hi, Sarah. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good. I'd like to again, I know you were standing on the hallway, so Commissioner Walls and myself, Commissioner Bianchi, we serve on the Elk Grove Village's Youth Committee. And this year we had 23 applicants that applied. And the Elk Grove Village Youth Committee, we sponsor 7 individuals. The village does 5, and the Elk Grove Parks Foundation does 2. And so you were one of the selected by the Elk Grove Parks Foundation. So again, on behalf of the Elk Grove Village, the Elk Grove Parks Foundation, and the Park Board of Commissioners, I'd like to congratulate and present you with a $1,000 scholarship. But before I do that, I just would like to give a little background information on you. So Sarah was selected by the park for her volunteerism to our community by helping young children who struggled to swim. Sarah is no stranger to the Park District, participating in many of our programs over the years as a young child and later as a lifeguard for the Elk Grove Park District. In addition, as a Girl Scout, Sarah decided to combat the issue of helping struggling swimmers by pursuing the Girl Scouts Gold Award, which is the highest achievement a Girl Scout can earn. So again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Sarah, could I just have you stand back there and take your mask off so I could take your picture? Thank you.
And then once your picture is done, if you'd like just to share with us your plans for the future.
Okay, here you go.
I'll be attending Grand Valley State University, and I'll be double majoring in political science and economics with a math minor.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for everything you've done for Elk Grove Village and the Elk Grove Park District. Our Director of Communications and Marketing, as she just took your picture, we're going to put it on social media. And just basically what I just said, share with Elk Grove Village the reasons why you were chosen for this $1,000 scholarship. So again, congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, at this point, we're going to introduce the Frank J. Zarnick Scholarship winners. If Nancy would like to come in, are they bringing them in one at a time or all 6?
I think one at a time.
Okay. I should say 8.
Hey,
Hi, Nancy.
Hi there, everybody.
Hello.
It gets muffled with especially the way I talk sometimes. Thank you again for having us tonight. The Frank Zarnick Jim Heffern Scholarship Program, this is the first year that we are able to honor Jim Heffern along with it. Both Jim and Frank were very involved with the Park District, and so you know their dedication to the youth and the future of the village, and that's what we're trying to make sure that memory and those attributes of leadership and volunteerism goes on. These young people are our future. We had 25 applications, And this year we were able to give out 8 $1,000 scholarships. So that was a very difficult choice with wonderful thoughts and ideas and work that these young men and women gave the village. So with that, I just want to mention we are doing the golf outing. That is our only fundraiser. And we need the continuity of going on. We don't want people to forget that that's what we can do to help raise money to make sure these scholarships go forward. It's going to be Friday, August 7th. It is going to be a 4-man scramble, but because of the restrictions that we're under, it is going to have assigned tee times. So it'll start at 8 o'clock. The next group will go out at 8:15, 8:30, and so on. Therefore, we'll have the social distancing. The price is going to still be the same, so it'll include the golf and a cart, box lunch, because we're not going to get together for the dinner. And this year, we're going to include the little extras that normally they pay for. The magic string for a foursome, the mulligans, 3 mulligans per golfer, and the 2 by a drive holes, the 5 par holes. So those are all included. It's still going to have the hole-in-one, so you can still win a car, sponsored by Woody Buick. And we will have the raffle and at either the before or end, they can just buy the tickets, and those will be notified online to pick up the prizes if they so will. So keep that in mind. We have a lot of prizes and fun ahead for everybody. You can register. That's a requirement. Pre-register at Fox Run. The deadline is July 31st. Call 847-228. Did I hold it far enough away? I can't. All right.
3544.
Thank you, 3544. Or you can call Frank Zarnick Jr., and his number is 630-670-5546. Or go on zarnickgolf.com for more information. And that takes care of that. Now,
Nancy, before you invite
Yes.
them in, we can't repeat ourselves 8 times. I mean, nobody wants to hear us 8 different times, but I do implore the viewing audience that are going to be watching these recipients, catch that this really is the brightest and best that we have in Elk Grove Village. I've been on my soapbox before talking about, and how we, the athletes get all the glory in the newspapers and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I truly believe grade point averages are better than 100-yard dash times. And so when people are going to start looking at these individuals, they've got the balance, and they also have the commitment and the community involvement. So take a look and listen what these individuals have to say, because their track record has proven them lucky enough to catch an award from you guys. But we're going to see these people around town. We should say thank you to them also. That's all.
thank you, Bill. That's very well put, because that's just how we feel.
Okay.
We'll start with, I did it also alphabetically. Sydney Arnold.
Hello, Sydney.
Sydney is a Conant graduate, and again, your certificate, and the best part of it, the check. Sydney, would you just say where you're going to be going and what's your name?
Hi, I'm going to be studying history at Siena College. It's in New York. And I want to become a lawyer, and I'm going to be playing water polo as well.
Is that a private college?
Yes, it is.
I just wanted to see how much money your dad was going to pull out of his wallet, that's all.
We got a lot of scholarships.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next we have Aaliyah Blackburn.
Hello.
Aaliyah is also a graduate of Conant High School, and we congratulate you, Rita, with your certificate and the check.
Thank you.
And if you could say where you're going to be going, what you think you're going to major.
Yes. Hi, I'm Aaliyah, and I'm going to be going to Harper College, and I'm going to be studying psychology and minoring in art.
Very good.
Well, congratulations.
Not that we want to give a plug for Harper because we don't distinguish, but I'm assuming Harper still offers free tuition for those that are like the top 200 in their grade or a certain grade point average. Is there anything, is that what's happening to you? You should be tuition free?
The Harper Promise?
Yes.
Where's the
Yep.
Harper Promise?
Okay,
Yes, she did participate in that, but they do still have that.
okay. That was it. Everybody answered but you. That's all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Harper Promise is so hard.
Next is Abigail Henley. Abigail is also a graduate of Conant. Abigail, your certificate and the check. Would you just give them an idea of where you're going to be going and what you're going to major?
I will be going to St. Louis University, and I'm going to be studying occupational therapy.
Just for photo op.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Now we have Sarah McNamara.
I think I've seen her somewhere. This is not a rerun.
That's how fortunate we are that we have ability to have doubles and triples sometimes of our winners, and that's really positive. Sarah, your certificate. Thank you. And important thing. Thank you. Would you just tell them, Sarah's from Elk Grove. Elk Grove High School. Just tell them where you're going and what you're going to major.
I'll be attending Grand Valley State University, and I'll be double majoring in political science and economics with a math minor.
There's our future leaders.
Absolutely.
There you go. Congratulations.
And with two $1,000 checks, your rent just went up. Yeah.
Thank you.
And from Elk Grove High School, it will be Noah Morton. Notice how alphabetically it happened to be
Yeah.
Elk Grove, now all Elk Grove.
What's up, Noah?
Noah, your certificate and your check.
Thank you.
And if you'll say where you're going to be going and your studies.
I'll be attending Iowa State University and double majoring in statistics and finance with a minor in mathematics.
Did you actually have a teacher at Elk River High School that mentored you, or did you have a favorite, or anybody that you considered a role model?
One of my favorite teachers senior year taught econ, Mr. Bonenkamp, and that was my favorite class. So that was a big inspiration for what I want to pursue.
Interesting, thank you.
Hey, can you take your mask off for a photo?
Thank you. Well, people look really different without their masks on.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ryan Steffens from Elk Grove High School. Your certificate, Ryan, and your check.
Thank you.
And if you could just tell them where you're going to be going and your major.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm majoring in mechanical engineering, and I'm going to attend Marquette University.
Very good.
Nice.
Ryan, can you take your mask off for a photo op?
Oh,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
and last but not least is Thomas Young, and he's also from Elk Grove High School. Thomas, your certificate and your check.
State, and I'm going for electrical engineering.
Go Cyclones.
Yeah, good, couple cyclones.
Can you take your mask off for a photo?
Of course.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Nancy, did one person not make it?
One, I
Okay.
was just gonna say, Robert Stanislawski, he wasn't able to make it tonight, so, but we'll set up something, later. But there's our 7 of our winners, and thank you again for your time, and congratulations to all of them.
Yeah, and we say this to you every year too. What a wonderful thing that you guys are doing. Not only remembering Frank, but then adding Jim Heffern, who was a legacy in Elk Grove. And this is out of the goodness of recognizing that we have so many great students, that can be rewarded, and that there are a lot of people that join the golf outing so they can contribute not only to keeping his name alive, but recognizing that every year 7 or 8 different individuals will be recognized. So it's an effort on your behalf and Frank's and everybody else, and you should be applauded also because nobody recognizes the effort that goes into that. It kind of gets glossed over, but at some point you guys need to be thanked for what you've been doing now, close to a decade. How many years has it been?
This is gonna be our 14th
14th
golf
already.
outing, and we've given out 13 years of scholarships. And I think we are definitely over $38,000 in scholarships. So, no, I'm saying 50, because it's 38 students.
Right.
So, yeah, it's really been a real plus. And I'm glad you said that, because my committee, the hours they put in to make sure that everything, try to get everybody pleased and get it done, and the prizes and just the effort. They're really, that's what makes it go. And to be honest, that's Jim Heffern started it, because Frank always had the golf outing for the baseball, the over 50, 60 baseball group, and then the golf group that he was, and then he opened it up to friends. And he had it all ready for October. And when he passed away in July, I just sent all the information because it was all set up already. And Jim came back and said they'd like to, instead of giving out prizes to the golfers, take that and start two $500 scholarships. And we ended up with the first year 2 $750 scholarships. And it's grown, and we now are up to 8 $1,000 scholarships. So it's a real plus for the people who have worked to put this together, including you, because you have always supported us, and that is so much appreciated. And that's where the money comes from, and that's what we do. We put it back into our future.
Right, which is noteworthy because unlike a lot of not-for-profits that find a way to finagle a salary here or some expenses, not only in your committee, but everybody that comes out on the day of the outing, it is pure volunteering. Not a penny goes to anybody that helps, to organize this, and yet all the reward is when you are actually gifting it to the recipients. And
That's true.
that says something about the actual scholarships that you're handing out also.
Oh, and we are a 501c3, so it is, tax deductible, whatever donations are made, and if your company wants to match it, we've got the paperwork for you. So we're really trying to make sure that our students, our future, has a little hands out.
Right.
And we're trying to do that too. Thank you again for tonight, and I'll see you on August 7th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the 8 winners again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna move on for recommendations for acceptance and approval. Staff can wander back in, but the first one is, I need somebody to make a motion in a second. Well, you guys can just read the actual
I
statement.
move that the following individual be appointed to serve a two-year term as an advisory member of the Elk Grove Youth Football Board, and that is Joe Asino.
Second.
Any discussion regarding this? Yes. Okay, I need a roll call, please.
Commissioner Wells?
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
President O'Malley?
Yes. I'm looking for a motion and a second for approval of pay request number 9 from Williams Architect for professional services and construction documents of the golf course clubhouse and maintenance facility project, the amount of $33,704.57.
So moved. Second.
One or the other.
Golf committee staff, anybody need to discuss it? It's just more professional services, okay?
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bianchi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Wells?
Yes?
President O'Malley?
Yes. We are at items for information. First conversation will take place. Leisure services update. Tiffany Green, please.
Good evening. So I have a leisure services update. I wanted to start with summer care camp. You shared some letters earlier, but that camp kicked off June 15th. It's going really well. We have approximately 30 campers per week with a total of 202 registrations for the 8-week sessions. Recital dance is back in session. That started June 22nd. We had a total of 219 registered dancers return safely to our building. They're attending a total of 39 classes. We are set to have a showcase for them the first week in August. And I'll share more details once we have those dates confirmed. The Pavilion Fitness Center opened last Monday, the 29th. The first week we had almost 1,000 individuals visit our fitness center. And we reopened locker rooms on Monday, July 6th. Per customer request, and that's been very successful this week as well. Pavilion Aquatic Center also opened. Lap lanes have been filling during peak hours, especially those outdoor lanes, so get your reservations in. And aquatics classes are kicking off on Monday the 13th. Registration's going well. We have 19 for private lessons, 38 for the developmental stroke clinic, with spots still available, so if you're interested, register online. Pirates Cove, so staff met with the ride inspector on July 2nd. So we have all the boxes checked. So concessions is ready, the gatehouse is ready, the rides have been inspected, so now we are just patiently waiting on further guidance from the state as far as moving forward to open. The senior center, we did set an opening date for Tuesday, September 8th, so just after Labor Day, and that is going out in the Buzz newsletter that seniors should be receiving any day now. Staffing, I did want to give an update on staffing. As mentioned earlier by President O'Malley, staff are continuing to work in all areas. So we have full-time staff that are assisting in camps, as aquatics managers, as fitness staff, and they're all doing a marvelous job. So I really can't say enough great things about all of the staff. And then I'm really happy that correspondence was shared earlier. I'm really delighted to see how thankful the residents of Elk Grove are. You read 3 letters. Ben and I received an additional 3 or 4 since he sent you those. So every day it's so nice to open up my email, to receive communication from our patrons, thanking our staff for all of their hard work to keep them safe, to keep the facilities clean, and really just they're enjoying our programs and they're enjoying being back in our facilities. So that's such a breath of fresh air to know that our residents are thankful and appreciative, and they're willing to take the extra time to share that feedback. So that's all.
Any questions for Tiffany?
No, I just like how I was wondering how I was gonna do when I go back to work. I like how your face covering is held by that.
So, and I can't take credit for this, so this is Irene. She is running our summer care camp, and she bought these for all staff. And as soon as I saw it, because her and Jen are just so creative, I'm like, can I get one of those? So she issued these to all the camp
Yeah,
staff.
it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, before you come up, Ben, come up to the microphone, because what I'd like to bring up is, I asked a question last week, and it had to do with, hey, can we reduce prices? And you said staff needs to look at it, why can't we? And if I'm gonna ask the questions on what the normal person is thinking, they also deserve an answer. And that's part of the education process. And one of the first things that I saw, and the people need to know this, is, Governor Pritzker says based on so many square foot that you have to have disinfectants and people that are gonna go around, be it 2 people per the 4,000, but we had at least 2 to 3 staff just doing general disinfecting cleaning. At a minimum of $10 to $12 an hour, let's say they're picking up $50 for a 4-hour shift. And I've got 3 of them there. So I'm spending between $150 to $200 in a 4-hour period. And not I, we, the community and staff, we're spending close to $600 a day then. And then we're doing it 7 days a week. That's $3,000 to $4,000 that we are putting into the, fitness center without asking for anything else back. We didn't raise fees. So while I ask, that, hey, the showers are closed, the gymnasium's closed. As usual, we as a board and staff, we're always looking for, if the user is going to be the one that is gonna benefit from that facility, they need to incur the costs. And we've just picked up $3,000 to $4,000. And so I wanted to do your staff justice that, it wasn't so much, asking it for the wrong reason. It's so that we can educate the public on the real reasons there's certain pricing structures in place. That's all.
Thank you. Yeah, there's real cost to these guidelines. Unfortunately, it's one person per 4,000, not two. So you're looking at in the fitness center, that's 4 people, and the multi-purpose is 2. So 6 people, and normally you probably get away with 1 and 2. So half that, unfortunately. But we have to follow guidelines, we have to keep the patrons safe, and so we're committed to that. And that's why I think we're seeing I'm hearing a lot of good feedback from that. I think people are really seeing that we're organized and we are taking the safety guidelines to heart, and we want people to be safe. So it's good.
Right, and to be honest, that's what individuals need to do when they choose the facility that may not be the Elk Grove Park District. And we won't name names, there could be other park districts, and then there's private ones, but you don't know what they're doing and how they're gonna cut corners, because if a park district is gonna do the things the right way, and that's what we're gonna stress at the Elk Grove Park District, that we're gonna follow the rules and we're gonna do things the right way. And if that means that we have to pick up $3,500 to $4,000 in costs, I don't know if the private side is gonna do that. So work out at your own risk if you choose not to use the Elk Grove Park District, but feel comfortable that if you're at the pavilion, you know what, our equipment's been disaffected and you're gonna be working out with clean things, and we have expectations. Yes, so,
Thank you.
all right, yep. Parks and Planning update, Tim White, please.
Got a few quick updates regarding some capital projects that are going on. First, Valerie and I met today with Signature Demolition and a couple engineers from WET to have a pre-demolition meeting for Chelmsford to go over the construction schedule and kind of how that process works. So some details on that. We'll probably be provided a construction schedule early next week. The permits have been pulled, and in Cook County, demolition has to start within 14 days of that. So abatement will most likely start at the week and a half at the latest. That will take roughly 1 week. The demolition itself, because it's a slab on grade building, it's pretty simple, small building. They don't anticipate taking more than a month. Dust control was one of the topics we talked about. We're stressing is very important to us. So how that's done is kind of interesting. It's through a couple of processes. First is the demolition itself. They try to take the inside of the building out first and leave the exterior walls up to kind of contain a lot of the dust. They use water in an apparatus called a dust boss. So I'm pretty confident that they abide by all the measures that they have to for that. We'll probably notify residents pretty soon. There's going to be some noise that's inevitable. There will be backup alarms. You can't get away with not using backup alarms, and obviously the building itself coming down. So, like I said, we'll have a schedule pretty soon on that, depending on whether or not NICOR can come and disconnect and comment. It should be, the next 6 weeks that building comes down. We have our bid openings for the Hatdorf Oslet project and the Pavilion Aquatics Lagoon Features installation next week, 14th. Looking forward to that. And other than that, I think we're working on our 21 capital projects, getting those together. And Jensen, sorry, that's the other one. So Jensen South, the drainage project. I believe that they finished late today. They might have a little cleanup left to do tomorrow, but that's all the storm structures were replaced. New pipe is in. There was actually got a credit, about an $8,800 credit from the project. We had a change order, and it ended up eliminating a lot of the pipe. The engineers approved the change order, So, and we got a really nice clean out structure. It's like a clean out structure and a check valve at the end of that project. So again, just for anyone watching that's curious, it's not a silver bullet, not going to fix all the drainage project or drainage issues at Jensen, but we've done our part, and I think it's going to definitely alleviate some of the water sitting on the site. So we're looking at potentially doing some additional drainage, similar drainage solutions in nearby parks. So it's very promising. It looks great, and that's all I got.
That was the other post that was very informative, that explained to the residents about the water and the drainage, and it's not going to, it's not going to be empty. There's going to be water there at some point, but those are very helpful to, I believe, to the residents, because they see that right away, and it's facts. So,
Good.
Thank you.
We'll continue to do that.
Tim, I had a couple questions on Chelmsford. So you're gonna put a construction fence as part of the contract. Are you going to take out the 2 parks for that month as well?
I think we'll probably.
Playgrounds, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to close the playgrounds. There'll be a 6-foot construction fence. I need to see if it encompasses that area. I think maybe it might make sense to pay a little extra if we need a little more fencing to close those off as well. But
Yeah.
I don't think caution tape is gonna do it this time
No,
for that.
right.
So I'll figure out where the construction fence is going. That'll go in probably the same day that the abatement starts. The construction fence will go up.
And then it's slab on grade, so they're gonna regrade after they're done. Are we just throwing down seed or sod? Because, if this board, we've gotten to this point now, in a couple of years, we'll start looking at maybe what we're gonna do with it, but until then.
It'll be seed just because of the timing of the year, and we won't have water on site. One thing I should mention is, so the existing sewer and water, the village may require us to, we were gonna cap it, keep it on site to be, whatever future plans we have on the site. There's a slight chance they may ask us to take it back, the water back to the main, and replace the section of main with solid pipe. They don't like stems that aren't being used, just sitting
For
there.
fear, it opens up.
Fear that it leaks in, and if that's the case, well, it's one of the,
Really?
potentially say maybe Legionnaire's disease as a result of stagnant water in pipes. So if we, we're gonna work with them and see if we can avoid doing that, because that would be a change order right off the bat. So we're gonna see if we can avoid that. Sewer might have to go back to the nearest manhole, which won't be the biggest problem, but the water might be, we might have to get a plumber for that.
Maybe they can just allow so many years for us to either, delay removing it in case.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, we're gonna ask the village, I think it would be more cost effective and useful if we put a bottle filler or something on site to just say, hey, we need water on the site, or for irrigation, or for a future bathroom that we plan on doing in the future, just to keep that water line, because if we had to eliminate the water line all the way back to the main and replace it with solid pipe, and then 2 or 3 years from now, we end up with a restroom or a facility or something there, we'd have to pull it off the main again and spend all that money getting it back. So obviously we won't.
That's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap. So we're gonna work with the village on that and see if it will allow us to keep at least the water line. And then as far as the restoration, I think the village ordinance has the right of way has to be sod, but then the rest of it's gonna be seed. We couldn't water that large of an area. We won't be able to keep it without water, so.
Commissioner Biedke initiated a conversation either at the committee of the whole or our on-air meeting regarding the lightning detection system. And then you sent out an updated, or Ben gave us an update on ThorGuard. So what should the public expect? That we're keeping things as is? If we hear the alarm, please proceed. That's still what's being sent out to all our residents?
So where we're at on that, so we're kind of evaluating new systems. It's going to be a process through the remainder of this year, and we know ThorGuard isn't perfect, but please continue to respect the technology, and we know it's outdated, but we're doing our best to maintain what we have. With COVID, we've had some trouble accessing some school sites. I think that's been cleared up to maintain them. Some of the hardwired units that we have that are base units that serve the other remote areas in the parks. They're on school properties, so that's pretty much it. And just for the commissioner's information, at this point, we've researched 4 different lightning detection systems. There's, we have ThorGuard and StrikeGuard, which work off of static electricity, and those are lightning prediction technologies where it's taking atmospheric conditions, static electricity to determine whether or not there are environmental conditions conducive for lightning. And then there's Earth Networks and a very new company that reached out to us called Perry Weather, and that's out of Texas. They're a newer company, newer as in 10 years old. And Ben and I attended a webinar on that. So we're researching new stuff, and we're looking at the costs, and we'll keep you posted on that.
Are all of them? I'm sorry. Are all of them operational?
Yes.
So I guess so. When we were in the committee of the whole, I received communication. There, and Tiffany, there's always confusion at Lions Park because the high school has one on their building and Rainbow Falls has one on their building. Well, the confusion every year is one goes off, one doesn't go off. So when I got the communication, I said, well, follow the high school. It's going off, stop the game, and do that. But maybe, can you communicate with athletics and maybe they tell everyone in baseball, just so that if they are at Lions, they understand that if the high school goes off but Rainbow doesn't, you still need to.
Go ahead, Ralph, I know you're dying.
Yeah, no, listen,
man.
as much as I despise this system, if you hear an alarm go off, clear the field.
There it is. That's simple.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Doesn't matter what alarm. If you hear an alarm, a ThorGuard alarm go off, clear the field.
And I understand that, but the confusion always is because there's 2 that are so close. They're like, well,
Right, but
that's
it's
a
not
Park
confusing.
District
We heard one.
and this is Park District property, and that's the high school, so which one do we follow? I'm just telling you, I understand what you're saying.
It's inside of a mile, and lightning from 5 miles out can strike an area 5 miles away. So if you hear one that's 400 or 500 yards away, that's close enough. Get off the field.
Go, Ralph, go.
That's it. Until we get rid of them.
Yeah, so just to add to that, I guess, the capital committee is looking at that because there has been some reliability issues. And if you go back historically, we got ThorGuard through a grant that the village actually got, which paid for them, and so it was a no-cost item at the time. And even then, it was controversial as far as it's not a prediction, it's not a detection, a prediction system. But because it was a no-cost item and it did provide some comfort, we did go forward with it. And I believe even as part of the agreement, we were going to maintain them through cleaning them, but there's going to be very minor maintenance. They had an agreement, I know, on battery replacements for several years that were free batteries that were included. So it's becoming of age now where we need to make some decision as to whether we still need it, given the other technology that's out there with iPhones and things like that. And if we do need it, how do we pay for it? Because originally, it covers more than just our parks. It covers, it's really a community type warning system. The village has other warning systems as well, so that may overlap. So I've asked, part of the committee, I've asked Ben to, talk to the village about, what systems they have currently, what they would be interested in maybe going in on with us as part of this, because this was originally a village program that came to us because the number were going to be in our parks, but it really was covering the entire community throughout the village. So we're going to want their help and their input because it's not cheap. The systems that are out there to upgrade are not cheap. So, and we all have iPhones. I get an alert telling me it's going to rain in 5 seconds or 5 minutes at my house. It's pretty accurate. So I know there's other things other warning systems out there that we need to look at, and we're in the process of doing that so that we can get either an upgraded system or be able to advise our patrons on what the best, what our new program's gonna be. So more to come on that through that committee, but that's where we're at right now. So like Ralph said, if you hear it, even though it may not be reliable, you don't think it's reliable, or you don't see lightning, we're still going. If you hear it, then you gotta come off the field.
And the other more important indicator is if you see lightning get off the field, whether the ThorGuards go off or not.
Correct. So common sense and, more to come on hopefully a better system ultimately, if we're gonna go with one, or a better warning. Like I said, I know the village has other warning things. I get warning things on my cell phone all the time, so maybe we incorporate some with them. So we're gonna follow up, and more to come on that.
So I see this turned into a bit of a Thorgard meeting, and I'm not gonna let it get away from me, so. I am also in favor of upgrading our system. And I think we call it Thorgard just because that's what the name is. It's kind of like we call it Xerox, right? So, yes, there's gotta be better technology out there than Thorgard. This staff will find it, okay, and it will work. All I ask is that we have and we stay with some sort of audible alarm. So I don't care what company you get. I don't care if it goes on your cell phones or whatever, because I'm telling you, not everybody has an iPhone in their hip pocket when they're on the field, and do they have it when they're in a playground? And there's a lot of seniors that are on oxygen, and when they hear the lightning detector, they get ready because they have their portable oxygen. There's way more to it than just an iPhone alert. So all I ask is, if you're looking into that, Tom, just please keep giving us alternatives that still keep some sort of audible alert for the residents. That's all I ask.
And that goes back to, it's really a community thing, not just the
Correct.
district.
And I'm glad to see you reached out to the
be able
village.
To look at,
Right.
you know, who's really using the system and how it's being used, and what's the best way to notify the residents when there's, you know,
Right,
a
right,
warning
right.
needs to be given, so.
And you've brought up the village twice, but the school districts are just as important to.
And I'm remiss to say that because they rely on it as well. So.
So just to change one thing, the parking lot at Lions, I know it's not a Park District project, but it's a great enhancement to Lions Park and to Rainbow Falls. And so thank you to the Elk Grove Village. Parking lot's looking great over there.
I think we're good, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you. Business services update. Brad Scholes, everybody.
Thank you, President O'Malley. Let's start with the golf course. It's really hitting on all cylinders right now, pretty much full capacity. You can go inside, the bar is open, and we've enhanced seating in the banquet area, so you can socially distance. Same with the driving range. Driving range is open to full capacity as well with social distancing. Continue to book your tee times online. It's working out really, really well. Kudos to the staff out there. They're doing a great job. As far as HR, we are starting to prepare for fall. I know there's going to be jobs posted online, so get to the website. They're looking for swim instructors, I believe, for the fall, and some other areas in aquatics. So those will start to get posted on there. And IT, I don't know if anyone noticed, has been out in the parks doing some experimenting. One of the things they're working on is what we're calling a solar pole, and it's kind of a solar powered pole with Wi-Fi, enhanced Wi-Fi capabilities or wireless internet capabilities. Something we're experimenting, kind of a proof of concept for the future if we want to add Wi-Fi to the parks, cameras to the parks, some maybe help with the Thorgard situation, etc. So there was some capital money set aside for that proof of concept, and that worked out well. So they're doing a great job with that as well. Camera project is pretty much completed with phase 1. They still have a couple more buildings to go, but that is wrapping up as well. And that concludes my report. Any questions?
I don't know if it's a question so much as that I would hope that, Tim, as you look at your department, and Tiffany, you look at yours, you know, it's natural to be very protective of the employees within that, because you have your own responsibilities to fill the rec side or the maintenance side. But when you brought up the golf course, one of the things that made it so valuable earlier was one of the things that we could keep open, and we had the luxury of stealing some of our full-time employees to help keep costs down. So of course, that's what you would think that the residents want. Hey, open up, but keep our costs down. Anything we're doing, we brought back a lot of part-timers, but do you guys challenge yourself, both Tim and Tiffany? I mean, like I said, there's an inclination that you don't want to give up any more employees, but the Park District wins and the residents, and we all win if we can still lend any support out there. So are you seeing any roadblocks? Do you need them anymore? You guys feel that you're just tapped out now that all our facilities are open up? What's the consensus you're coming up with?
So we've been pretty proactive. I know I've been a major advocate of it, is getting our employees back to work. Maybe their area might not be coming back to work. I know some of our part-time grounds is actually, they transitioned over to the golf course to fill some of the seasonal roles over there. And they've been working out tremendous. They're happy because they're working, and Jeremy's happy because he's fully staffed. Same thing with our other areas. You know, our rentals aren't exactly up to speed, so we're bringing back, you know, they're working in different areas like the fitness center, wherever jobs are opening up. We're trying to reach out to our, I want to say our currently furloughed staff, due to the closures, and bring them back before we post new jobs. Obviously some skill sets fit others, but we're trying to, yes, bring our employees back before we start posting new jobs.
Yeah, I guess it's just easy to go into default mode and just say, hey, bring in some of the other people before we totally exhaust, you know, the capabilities of our full-timers in all departments, that's all.
Yeah, because I know customer service is helping out at the fitness center. There's a lot of different people helping out in different areas that.
Marketing's helping in customer service?
Yes, exactly, yes.
Okay, that's all I had.
Any other questions?
I was just wondering why you let Kelly slide on that one, but you brought her in at the end.
All right, nope, we're good, thanks,
She's up
Brad.
next.
Segueing into marketing and communications update, Kelly Carvin, please.
Okay, so last Thursday, we had a nice article in the Journal about the opening of the fitness center and the pool. So I don't know if anybody caught that. But of course, as soon as we sent the information over to Tom Robb at the Journal, the next day we found out that the locker rooms are opening. So there's a little misinformation there, but we're really happy that the locker rooms opened. So with that being said, this is again a repetitive echo. We have been getting a lot of great social media comments on the dance programs reopening, the fitness center and aquatics. This is the last call for football. So we've got a registration deadline of July 18th. So if anybody is interested in football cheerleading, please, please, please sign up. And this coming Sunday from 12 to 2 at CAF is also the last uniform fitting as well. So we want to make sure we did take some football registrations this week, so that was great. Our fall brochure will also be online, similar to the summer brochure. And the great thing about that was we put together a summer brochure, but then July 1st, we actually updated the summer brochure and added some, you know, more fresh content, new programs. So unlike a printed document, the online version is wonderful because we can add, delete, change, update, and have the most current information out there. So the fall brochure is scheduled to go online on August the 5th, and that will also be our registration date for residents. And because we've been getting a lot of great feedback on the online version, we're also going to be doing the dance handbook, which typically comes out in the fall. That's going to be an online version as well. So with that, also I'd just like to finish up by saying, you know, I've been spending some time at customer service at the front desk, so if you see me at customer service, please stop and say hello. We've got about a third of our inquiries have been walk-ins, and about 2/3 have been phone calls. So that's, you know, we're kind of keeping a tally and a track just to see, you know, where we are with, you know, our traffic. And I'd say one of the most popular questions is Fountain Square open? And I would like to say and go on record tonight to say Fountain Square is open. It is open Monday through Friday from 12:30 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday from 10:30 to 7. So we're going to make sure to get some more social media out on that. We'll include that in our next e-blast, which is due out the middle of the month. So we've been sending e-blasts out the first as well as the middle of the month. Also, we've been helping anybody reset their online accounts because a lot of people are going online to make their Pavilion Aquatics reservations. So if you're having any issues whatsoever getting your reservations, please, we're more than happy to help you at customer service reset your online account, or you know, so that you can do that from your home. So that is all I have to say. Any questions?
you mentioned right at the beginning, did we read the article? I will remind you that thank you to Kathy Lyden. Any article that hits the press, she scans and sends out to all the commissioners.
Kathy is the best.
Yes, so thanks Kathy for doing that. It does help. 'Cause we can't read everything. Thank you, Kelly.
You are
Thank you.
Executive Director update, Ben Curcio.
Thank you. I have some PSAs or public service announcements for my update. So the first one is patrons and members, please wear your mask when you enter the pavilion for your safety and safety of others. And it's okay to remove it when you're working out or swimming, but please put it back on when you're walking through the halls. We appreciate that. The second, the pavilion, for those of you that don't know this, is a designated cooling center. So for residents, if you need to get out of the heat or you don't have air conditioning in your house, you can come into the pavilion as a cooling center. However, we do have restrictions. Basically, we're limiting to the lobby. There is benches in the lobby that you can sit at. Wear your mask. There won't be any tables or chairs, but they are available for you during our business hours. Again, I'll reiterate, please wear your mask when you enter the center. And lastly, you heard a little bit about Fountain Square. We're having a tremendous, participation, turnout. I only ask that, be respectful of the hours. The hours are 12:30 to 7, Monday through Friday, 10:30 to 7, Saturday and Sunday. You're in a neighborhood. Hopefully garbage is not becoming an issue. We're trying to stay on top of it. Just be respectful of the neighborhood too, because it is a neighborhood that you're coming into, and we just want to make sure that they, feel like they're getting respected as well, because they have homes there too. So those are my updates. That's it.
I'm glad you brought up the thing about the masks, because unfortunately, what we need to look for is the consistency, not just what's happening at the pavilion, but who enters the Sheila Ray Center, who enters any of our assets. And all it takes is one employee to think that they're doing the customer a favor, like, okay, I'm not gonna hassle you. But everybody else gets to see that, and that's it's not what I experienced, but I know what happens. It's always one person looking for a favor, or, takes it off as soon as they get to the top of the stairs and they walk to their equipment. So, as long as we continue to send the message to staff that there are no exceptions, for as long as we can, it's gonna make a big difference, because, like I said, I've seen too many individuals think that this isn't about them when it actually is.
Well, and I just walked out of the pavilion the other day, and a young gentleman was coming to work out, and he saw I had my mask on still. He stopped, I know exactly what he was thinking. He's like, oh, I forgot my mask. So he turned around and he went to his car. Which is good. You gotta see people wearing it. It's important until this whole thing moves on. It's still something to be, careful about. So.
Yeah, we put staff in a tough predicament where we ask them to crack the whip on those that actually want to use our facilities, but yet our facilities won't be open if we don't have that consistency part, so keep it up.
All right, thank you.
And to the residents, I think it's important too. I know there are people out there who don't believe that the masks are effective, et cetera, et cetera. But if nothing else, do it for your fellow Elk Grovians here and users of our facilities, so that their mind is put at ease that, we're not going to, be spreading COVID around as a potential carrier. So please do your neighbors a favor and wear your masks.
Thank you. Old business, do any commissioners or staff have any old business they'd like to discuss right now? Hearing none, new business, do any staff or commissioners have any new business to discuss right now? All right, we're at payment of the bills. I've got two dates. I've got June 25th, 2020 in the amount of $149,499.42. I've got July 2nd, 2020 in the amount of $55,870.68. I need a motion, a second, to get these approved.
So moved.
Second.
Do any commissioners or staff want to discuss any of these two sets of bills? Hearing none, Kathy, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sauter,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Wells,
Yes?
Commissioner Bianchi.
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. Our next meeting date is going to be July 23rd at 7 o'clock right here. Right now, I need a motion to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of discussing personnel per 2C1.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Wells,
Yes?
Commissioner Bianchi.
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter,
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes, this part of the regular scheduled meeting is now adjourned. Here you go, Ralph.